Goldie over his bar. It's just like, hey, so how's it going? And she's like,
Well, she wouldn't. Yeah, I don't think she would flirt with Angie, mainly because like she totally ships her and Regan, so she'd be
Well,
supporting
hey,
that the
Goldie,
whole
it's
way.
well,
canon.
hey, yeah, it's canon.
I know I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet.
Because it isn't rendered. I have 4 more hours.
I know, and Hangout was being a dick yesterday.
Listen, we
I
didn't
like,
expect it to
I just
happen.
like, I just like how Charles and Kit were just like slamming on the hangout, like, let me in, let me
Yeah,
in.
let me in. That was literally what I was yelling at. I'm like, let me in. Oh my god. Okay, but like once it's rendered and up, I'll have something good to listen to while I draw. Also,
Yay.
you're not recording yet, right?
I am actually.
Oh damn it. Okay, because I was gonna start like talking trash about something, but like no.
No, yes, this is recording. Save your trash talk for later.
Okay. It's nothing about like anybody we actually know personally, so um, it's just online drama that me and my friends were laughing at today.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, it's like it's all over Twitter, so like it probably wouldn't even surprise you, but
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
yeah, like we're like I actually like of my group of friends, like I was the only one who watched it because I wanted something for background noise. And like for the first like first 5 or 6 minutes, I was thinking, maybe they have a point. And then they like started using the what do they call it, like red pill speak, where it's just like, oh nope, this guy's a complete skeevy asshole. Still, never mind.
It just be like that.
It just be like that sometimes. I'm just like, dude, you are going to get so like you are reigniting the bomb. What are you doing? Stop flaming the drama.
God.
It's like the opposite of open the country, stop having the coast. It's like shut your mouth, stop having it to be open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
I
let me
am.
know when you're ready.
I am recording.
You are recording.
Yeah.
Are
So
you
what's?
ready?
I am ready. So what is
Okay.
Goldie doing?
Okay, so this is after the boxing, right? Like, what is the
I.
time frame here?
Okay. So I would say you've all had your night's rest. So maybe it's like the next morning.
Okay. If it's the next morning, Goldie's probably out doing stretches, just like getting moving, getting her blood flowing. Probably out on the porch, enjoying the view, just breathing in that fresh air, getting a good morning stretch going, kind of giggling a little bit at Riley getting run around by. Oh wait, no, they took a break. Never mind.
Yeah,
Um,
Riley
it's like
like
right now.
skipped and she went to have an emotional talk with Graham instead.
Right.
But like
Oh
Riley woke up like at 12.
yeah. Also, this would be after the phone call with Auntie, right?
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah, so she's musing over what her mom said. So she's just thinking about how even her mom doesn't remember who the big mister was, and like she's
Well,
probably feeling
he
just a little
remembers he
homesick
remembers
too.
who the big mister is, but even he doesn't remember their face or name.
Exactly, yeah. So she's just kind of thinking, I remembered somebody I haven't remembered in a long time, and she's just kind of like mulling over her thoughts as she's doing her morning stretches because her body knows what to do, so her mind can just kind of relax and think.
Mhm.
So yeah, she's out stretching.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah, the I would imagine how or what time do you think it would be?
Oh, Goldie getting up even after that beating. I could see her being like one of those people who's really like obnoxiously chipper and up early in the morning. So it's probably something like 6 a.m.,
Oh my god.
like
Yeah, like
6 or 7 a.m.
the only people that are
Just as
awake
the
right
sun
now
is.
are the dogs or just the wolves.
Yeah, yeah. So she's just like one of those people who just wakes up with like as soon as the sun rises, she is awake no matter what. So
Well, she is half summer fae.
she is. So the sun is up, she is up.
The sun is
So
like, get
let's
the
say,
fuck up.
yeah, she's like, okay, I'm here. It's
God.
just like imagine, it's just like as soon as the sun rises, it's just like boom, there she is. Puff of glitter. David Bowie, who? um,
David Bowie is
so
so
yes,
80s. Goldie's the new style.
yeah, heck yeah. So yes, she's out stretching at like 6 or 7 a.m., being obnoxiously chipper in the morning for having the crap beaten out of her the day before and not sleeping well the night before either.
God. Yeah.
How this woman does what she does.
Mm-hmm. And someone just left the bathroom. It was probably Kian. Let's quarantine the bathroom for a couple of hours.
Oh no. I mean, knock on wood, that should be the last one. But now that I've said that, watch is the one of the women's restrooms really bad. Anyway, yay, being a janitor! You just hear someone yell in the background, "Oh, goddamn kid!"
It's probably like Gorgeous or something, and like Kian just cackling in the background.
Oh no. I've unleashed a monster. And that monster is Kian.
It's the stink bomb.
Oh dear.
But yeah,
So,
yes. So Goldie's on the porch, and B would open the door and get on the porch himself too, like he has his morning coffee ready.
Mm-hmm.
And just
hang on 1 second. You cut out.
I cut out?
It's okay. It's me. I mean, you. Yeah, but it's. I know it's on my end. So just give me 1 second.
I heard you fine.
And it always cuts in and out there.
I heard you fine.
Now I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So
I'm sorry. Open the door and...
Yeah, he has his coffee. His morning coffee. And he just... Morning, Goldie.
Morning, B. You're looking dapper today.
I just woke up.
Yes, but that doesn't mean you can't look dapper.
Just blinks slowly.
Or like an owl.
He does not respond to this. Have you had breakfast yet?
Not quite yet. Everyone's still kind of getting up and rustling around, and I didn't want to take the prerogative today. I'm just doing some stretches and seeing how I feel.
Everybody's still waking up except Peanut. You just see like the blur in the distance.
I know. I've been watching him while doing my stretches. It's kind of cute. He's a good boy.
It's like, I imagine like as she's watching Peanut like do his routine, like he leaves for a while because he goes to jog around the nearby village, which is already pretty fucking far.
Yeah.
He comes back and like he's doing his routine, but then he gets distracted by all sorts of things like butterflies, or there's a squirrel, or there's a flower that's really, really pretty and eye-catching.
I'm just imagining, like, you know those videos of dogs and large grains of wheat?
Yes.
Like, that's what she sees half the time. It's just like, ding!
Yes, that's Peanut.
Yeah. It warms the heart. That he does.
He's a good boy. He's a good, stupid boy.
He's a good, blessed boy. But yes.
Yeah. B would ask her, like, do you prefer tea or coffee in the morning?
Do you have any orange or apple juice?
I think we do. Let me go check. And he puts his coffee on, like, the little table that they have on their balcony, and he comes back with, like, a glass of orange juice.
You're an angel, B.
I'm a werewolf.
Just, like, takes the glass. Close enough, right?
Not exactly.
I've never met an angel, so I can't really say. I don't think they have much to do with us fairy types.
I'd imagine they don't exactly get along.
I mean, there is that whole history with the church and all trying to exterminate fays, so yeah, probably not.
Granted, it was actually mortals that were doing it, so it's not exactly the angels' fault.
Maybe not, but they might have they didn't really seem to do much to help, though.
But he kind of shrugs.
Yeah, Goldie's just like shrugging too, like, then again, I wasn't there, so I should not judge. Just kind of gets like a puzzled look, like, oh, maybe I should ask Dad about that sometimes. I bet he was there.
When what? When the Spanish dropped in?
Yeah, probably. I mean, he knew enough to talk to Mom, so he had to have experience somewhere.
never met your father, so I wouldn't be able to tell.
I don't know how much you'd like him. He's rather flamboyant. I don't mean not like in the not like quite in the flaming way, but he's very like she's just like takes a sip of her orange juice. I love my dad and I take after him a lot more than I do my mom. So imagine that flirtiness, but like with no mortal understanding.
So
He's
you
still learning.
both. So he's like so you both with no sense of boundaries.
Exactly, yes. And bless his heart, he still loves toying with people sometimes. It's a hard habit for Faze to break, it seems.
Hmm.
But he has mom, and he keeps him in check.
Well, as long as they're happy, they're not causing trouble.
Oh gosh, no. She just kind of chuckles a little bit, like, Dad's having too much fun being a beach bum.
I am surprised though that a fae that finally has freedom would just live like that.
Well, what do you mean? Like immortal, or just, quietly?
Yes. Well, both, I guess. I mean,
Mm,
I'm a werewolf, of course, and I don't exactly. Well, it takes me a very, very long time to age. But fays don't die, they don't age. They live in a
I
world that is practically timeless, and I mean, I understand somewhat, but I don't understand why a fae would give all of that up just to live a very short life.
Well, she just gets very quiet and introspective looking at her adult cup. I've talked to Dad about it a little bit. He's never been super open about his whole life before Mom. I think he just didn't want us to think about, oh, well, what could have been. I think partially for him because he wasn't really alive until he met Mom, if that makes sense. He existed, he did his job, he had all the carnal pleasures or magical powers one could want, but there wasn't really any point to using him. He didn't really feel any of it. And Mom was so real and so there in front of him. He says he fell head over heels the first time he whacked him with the shovel.
That just gets a tiny little snort from B. It's just, is that how they met?
Dad was snooping around in Mom's garden at the time. He always liked mortal gardens because of the imperfections in there, because these flowers fought so hard to exist for such a short time. For him, they were infinitely more beautiful than anything in the fairy realm. Or so he told us. And then one day when he was snooping around, he plucked a flower, and then Mom beamed him over the head with a shovel, told him to shove off. No fays allowed in this garden, no sir. And he fell in love instantly, so he said.
Hmm.
She's just like smiling fondly as she thinks of how her parents tell it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like AU happily miming getting beamed over the head while Auntie's just hiding his face in his hands.
Yeah. To this day, Auntie is so embarrassed.
And AU's just like more and more in love every day. She's like,
God.
it was so awesome. He's so powerful, my wonderful mortal husband. So,
Well,
yeah.
your parents certainly are something entirely new. It might sound a little weird, but I actually don't. Kian, of course, he's fought alongside the 12 days. He knows the Fays much more intimately than any of us. But that's exactly it. We have made an oath to them, but we don't know them like Kian does.
Well, you guys are sort of like small fae, aren't you? You're connected to that world, but much more earthy. Like brownies or other ones that live among humans. Those fays who are more like they're not immortal. They're the ones who will live a very long time, but they do eventually die, right? Not like high fae, not like Dad used to be.
He nods.
Hmm. You guys are kind of stuck in a weird in between place like I am, aren't you?
What do you mean?
I'm half. I'm half fae. I don't know how long I'll live or what kind of powers will start to manifest. I mean, look how different Red and I are. He's more like a dragon than a fae half the time. And Dad has no idea why that's the way it is. And then you have me, who didn't really show any fae-ness except for my eyes until very, very recently. And she just like waves her hands at him a little bit, like flame hands.
Yeah, he probably knows about that.
Yeah. So she's just like, yeah, flame hands.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she did tell him about it. Yeah, he knows.
Right. So, and
Just
then you guys are kind of in between too. You're not human, you're not like mortal, but you're not immortal and you're not like fey either. So it's like a really weird gray area some things exist in.
it is a weird area.
Maybe not a bad one though.
He just, I don't know. It's a gray area, but it kind of feels like it's mostly just my own assumption, honestly. I might be very wrong, but the Fays didn't help when the hunt for wolves happened. It was just Kian. That was it.
Now she'd cross her arm, like she'd set her glass down and cross her arms. Again, I don't know that much about my Fey heritage or how things really work. Just some stuff from fairy tales and little anecdotes Dad's told me. But aren't Fae supposed to exist on like a balance, on gifts and exchanges and proper deals?
We technically have made a deal with the Fae, and it's that we'll protect them from outside trouble. And us, Fowler Wolves, our duty is to protect those that are lost, to protect children that are lost from their homes. And we do that. We have been doing that ever since we first begun to exist. Ever since Kian.
But then what do you guys get in exchange from the Fae? They have to give you something in return.
That's the thing. I don't know what it is.
Maybe only Kian knows, since he's the, well, top dog, pun not intended.
No, he is.
Might be something you guys don't need to know yet, or something that if you do, it might be like one of those deals where if you do know, it goes away. I don't know. Those things happen all the time in fairy tales.
Hmm. He's just like looking at his cup of coffee, just like he looks really lost in thought. Just processing, thinking about the whole thing, about the possibilities.
I have to admit, it's really strange being here. Almost like a dream half the time. I never really paid much attention to my other half. I was always happy being me. A little weird, but mostly just Goldie, just human.
You're still you. Being half Fae doesn't change anything.
No, but I get the feeling I'm gonna have a lot more responsibility fall on me somewhere. Like, I keep waiting for the other shoe to fall. Like the whole thing about Feline, like she knew when she looked at me. She could tell that I was more than just some Fey mutt. She could tell Dad's blood was in me.
Feline is special. We don't... What?
Oh no, go ahead, sorry.
Feline is special. We don't We don't entirely understand her. She's bizarre in her own right. She's very powerful, and she's so territorial, and she, as you said, she knew right away what specific kind of fae you come from. And we've only heard of her not even a decade and a half ago. She's only been around for maybe 15, 16, 18 years.
She's that new, but she acts so old.
And he nods. That's the strange part.
Could
Maybe she was dormant or something.
Well, the way things are shaking out, that wouldn't surprise me too much. There's that dragon who just woke up, and Doulahan's running around, and Selkie's grabbing people in the middle of a city. I don't even think
Kelpies.
Selkies would. Oh, Kelpies. Sorry. Kelpies, Selkies. Just kind of like chuckles a little bit. Give me a break. I'm an American, right?
You are. I forget half of the time, though.
Well, I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you. Just gives him a little half bow.
I think it's because you don't have that stereotypical accent.
What is that stereotypical accent? Like something from the deep south, y'all?
He's just like, you're from California, right?
Yes, indeed. We pretty much get a mix of everything there. And if you want to confuse it even further, some people say different parts of, California have different accents. You can have people down from SoCal, people from Frisco, people from up north. Those are where all the rich, snobby people live. She's just like happily listing off things.
Yeah.
And, just like happily going on.
Well, it's not exactly that bizarre. Here in Ireland, we don't have one Irish accent. We have plenty. Different one in every county.
And that surprises me because Ireland's a lot smaller.
He shrugs. It is a little bizarre, but that's just how it is.
Makes it more interesting, at least.
It's like you can tell from which county someone's from just by their accent. And honest to God, the worst ones are in Sligo.
That's where we're going, right? Is this a warning?
You're not going to Sligo. It's just, oddly enough, it's where the Fays are.
I thought that's where we were going to be heading eventually.
I don't know. I mean, maybe. For now, the Fays are not exactly asking you to go there.
Not in so many words. We haven't seen that mutt in a while. Just like very jaundiced look, like that corgi who tried to drag my dad back in. Then again, maybe he's too scared of all the big bad wolves to come here, huh?
It's a corgi. They're a lot more brave than you think they are.
Half a dog high and 2 dogs long, and full dog in courage.
Basically, I knew. One thing I am having a flashback of. One time, Peanut got scared away by a corgi in the middle of town.
Oh no, poor Peanuts.
Yeah, it just kind of shocks them. They can smell the werewolf, so it got alarmed. It thought its masters were in danger, so it just barked at Peanut.
Oh, well, he was just being a good boy then. But still, poor Peanut. At least it wasn't a squirrel.
Oh, God, no. No, squirrels are the devil to him.
I mean, aren't they always?
No, I mean, like, Peanut is actually afraid of squirrels and raccoons.
I've heard the story of the squirrel, but raccoons, I can't blame them either. I've heard stories myself, let me tell you, and nothing quite as terrifying as going to take the trash out and seeing those little green eyes glowing back at you in the dark. Just like dramatically shudders. We have very good trash cans, and Mom likes to splurge on spells to keep the little boogers out.
Hmm. He's kind of
Needless to
quiet
say.
for a moment. How are your bruises?
A little sore, a little tender still. Stretching helped. Face still feels a little raw, but that's, you know, you guys are more used to it, and I'll get used to it too if it comes to that.
I promise I didn't hit too hard. You'll still have your strikingly good look face. And he says that with like the most deadpan look.
And she just like beams at him with her most winning smile. Oh, you're so thoughtful, Bee. What did I do to get a teacher like you? Winks.
Get attacked by a mad murderous killer.
And that like sobers her up right away. You know, Bee, I'm not sure he's so mad.
He kind of raises his eyebrow.
I mean, you've heard about the incident where we saw him in the forest, right? Not too far from here.
He kind of blinks and just looks like he's trying to remember. And you mentioned something.
We saw him when we were looking for scraps. He was just sitting in the meadow, and there was the crows. You know, Regan's crows, or some crows. I don't know. They all look the same to me, except for Orev. But they were playing with him, and by God, I think I saw him play back. And then he smacked himself, like he was punishing himself. And then, we he took off. Riley and I think Ollie heard him talk something about, he can't have fun, he can't play. And then off he went. Had to stop Riley from going after him, picked her up like a sack of potatoes. She did not like that, but she's got to learn. You can't just go herring off after people like that. Not anymore. Not in this situation.
He looks very thoughtful about the whole thing.
And you know about his eyes, right?
They're brown and blue.
Mm-hmm. And the blue one can see, like, it can see through glamours and tell him what we are. He knew what I was.
That sounds a little familiar. There's this eye. An eye of a dead god. That it's the eye of Chrome. It can see through things. It can see the tiniest of details in anything.
And I'm gonna let myself under a moment. Like Goldie just like brightens up. She's like, "Oh, the one they had in the Secret of Kells."
Yes, that. It's real.
I'll be damned. I thought it was just part of the myth.
He shakes his head. No, it's real.
Doesn't have the huge eel thing connected to it, does it?
No, it definitely doesn't. No.
Oh, thank God. Okay, I don't like eels. She's like shivers.
No, it's safely tucked away. Or at least it should be. I'm a little bit
Maybe
concerned.
that's something we should go investigate.
He nods. If this thing can see so clearly into us, I think we should go check it out. I don't remember where it is, so you'll have to ask Ian.
Okay. I'll make a mental note of it. She just like taps the side of her head.
Mm-hmm. And for a couple of seconds, like B kind of looks at Goldie, a little thoughtful.
She
Why don't
takes a little sip of her orange juice during the silence.
May I ask something?
Yeah.
Why did you never take up the sport of boxing?
Go. She just like holds the cup in her hands and looks out over the field. I guess guess I wanted something that Red could be better at me than that, you know? Because, like, even if I can sort of beat him when we spar together, I cheat, you know? I use my sisterly cheat methods on him, and, you know, in the end, if it was a serious match, he knows he could beat me. I'm sure he does. And he's a world champion. I'm just a casual bum, like my dad.
He's not a world champion yet. He didn't beat Peanut yet.
He would have. He would have. I have faith.
I'm not saying he wouldn't have. He definitely would have won the belt.
Just like looks down very quietly. He's a world champion in my book.
Weh.
She supports her bro. But yeah, that's part of it. I wanted him to be professional, and well, another part of it is, and she'd kind of look away, blushing a little. I've always had more of a dream to be a housewife than a boxer or a star. And boxing's always been just for fun for me, you know.
I respect that.
Just when Mom and Dad, they look so happy together, and the thought of getting to raise a garden and get a house and decorate how I like, and, you know, maybe having kids, getting to help those kids be happy like me and Red and Barry, and just them, you know, seeing them grow up and just being a mom and stuff like that. That would be really nice someday.
It is certainly rewarding to be a parent.
Heck, maybe I'll copy you and Kian and adopt. That'd be pretty nice too.
I mean, there is always that option. Don't have to entirely just wait for someone to show up. I know I didn't.
Just like side eyes him a little bit. You've got your whole family here with you.
You know what I meant.
Yeah. And hang on, quick question. Would she know he's sterile?
No! The only
Okay.
people who
So
do,
okay.
the only people who do is mostly just Kian, Harold, and yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
yeah, so,
his
like, she
sons,
would never
maybe
have
his
given the whole-
sons, because like they've seen like B having some rough patches every now and then.
Okay. Yeah, because like she never would have given the whole like I want to be a mom speech if she knew he was sterile. So.
Yeah.
She just side eyes him a little bit and just reaches over and pats his arm. You'll find somebody too. I mean, again, you've got your whole family, and there's got to be some cute little wolf out there looking for you.
He's kind of looking at her. He's like, there is one actually, and he's in Oregon.
Oh, just like flutters her eyelashes at him. Can I help bring him out here?
No.
Oh, you're no fun.
Listen, he has a job that's very important, so he has to stay there.
Well, you know what? I respect that. He takes his responsibility seriously.
He just kind of like,
really...
no, he just kind of has a look like, sometimes.
She's just like, still, it'd be really cute to see you all Twitter paid and flirting with your boyfriend.
Just deadpan look. Hopefully he won't show up while you're still around.
Oh, you're a spoil sport. Just blows her ass right in. A brief pause because I must vacuum, so I will be back in a couple minutes.
Okay. Intermission time.
Just intermission music from Monty Python Holy Grail.
Yes. Orif?
Dad?
Oh my god, okay. Do you guys know that Vine of the guy who, like, goes into a mall like set of clothes. He goes, "Ha ha, ha, Dad, is this where you've been for 10 years?"
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
I know that guy. I was in a class with him when I was in college.
Are you
I-
serious?
Are you
Yeah.
serious? I
Oh
watched
my
him on YouTube. I
God.
watched him on YouTube.
It's so weird. It was so weird because I found his vines or before I had the class, and in one of the vines he's wearing a Georgia Tech shirt or a Georgia Tech sweatshirt. It's the horror one. He goes, "Red Robin, yum."
Young.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
so that was, he was wearing my college shirt. I was like, "Oh my god, he's at my school." And then I
Oh,
walked into my
snap.
new class, and I was like, "Oh my god,
Oh my
you!"
God.
No, I'm sorry, but if I was in that situation, I'd just be like, I really want to have his autograph.
Oh my god.
Because I love
No,
his
like-
lines.
It's so weird now because I just only recently started looking at some of his videos again. I'm like, oh my god, you've gotten so popular. Way to go, dude.
He's so his vines are just like so good. They're so like innocent.
He's like, huh, I almost peed my pants. He's like, I know. He's like, I forgot that last part. He's like, you didn't pee your pants. Like, no, I peed your pants. Like, what? Oh my god.
I think the one that really sticks out to me the most is the Red Robin one.
Yes. Yes.
I love the one where he's getting chased by a killer. He says, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. He's like, I'm so sorry. No.
Oh yeah, that one's also good.
Yeah. He's like, oh my
I'm
gosh.
fucking dying imagining the Cold Iron using the Red Robin song.
Oh my god, the thing is, it would probably work on Goldie or Riley.
He's
Like
like,
either one of them is just he just goes,
Roll for impulse.
yeah. Just,
No, actually, no. Listen. Like he's just like sneaking in, but then like you're so used to like him having a grouchy, raspy voice, but he's like, Red Robin.
Riley pops her head out. Yum. Oh, fuck.
Riley!
Roll for impulse.
Just
Oh my god, it's like the Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and the guy's like knocking on the wall, shave and a haircut. 2 bits.
I'm sorry, that would be Peanut.
God.
They're all trying to hide from Cold Iron. Everyone's like holding their hands over Peanut's mouth. Peanut, no!
You know
Peanut's
that
a trap!
you know that video where the dude is arguing with his dog going, "Row, row, 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 row." I saw that video earlier. That would be Riley and Peanut arguing about not eating a book.
God.
And then the last part's just Peanut like,
Huh. Listen, he's stupid.
but he's adorably stupid.
I don't know if I showed you the thing, but Joseph.
Hmm?
Angie, Reagan, and Goldie are that one vine where Goldie would like come into the room, wake up, and the guy's like, oh, what the fuck? And he's like, ha ha ha, joke's on you, and the other person like rolls out of the bed like,
Yes.
what's going on? It's like, ah!
Yes.
Okay, I'm back.
Hi.
Okay, I'll go on mute now.
Okay, thank you for entertaining everyone while I was doing my job.
Wee.
Your services are appreciated.
No problem.
Where the hell were we?
I get paid hourly.
So Goldie was teasing him about his cute boyfriend, and then him being a spoil sport because she would not get to meet the cute boyfriend.
Oh yeah, Eli.
Yes.
Oh my god. I'm mad because B is so not the type to like boast and talk about his significant other.
But Goldie's like totally trying to enable him.
Yeah, but he's like, no, you're not getting anything from me.
Goldie just. I come from a family of romantics. Give me a break.
You're not getting anything from me.
All right. I know a lost cause when I see one. Just dramatically waves her hand.
God. I don't think released. I don't think that Red would be that upset if you actually took up the sport of boxing. Maybe not go professional. Because
I
it was rather brief, our little sparring, but you do have what it takes. You do have that potential, Goldie.
like she actually does blush a little bit and looks down at her cup. I did see him watching, and that's kind of what spurred me to keep going at the end there. I was thinking about stopping because I didn't want to, well, I didn't want to get knocked on my ass, but then I saw him watching, and it was like, he wouldn't quit. I can't quit.
Guess it's not a bad thing that he was there then. He was certainly impressed.
Was he really?
Well, impressed but mostly worried.
He should know I'll bounce back from that. I'm not the one who got shot. Just got beat up a little bit.
Yes, but you and I both know that he could care less about what happens to him.
Yeah, I know. Don't know why. Drives Dad crazy. Drives me crazy too. He doesn't see it. Like, yeah, he might be a grumpy cuss, but there's something about him, B. There's something in him that draws people in. He's got more friends than I've ever had. He's got people who really, genuinely care about him. And it drives me crazy that he can't feel that way about himself either. If I could give him just an iota of my arrogance, it would be so much better for him.
He thinks about it, Jess. I don't know what it is either, honestly.
I think, I really do. He'd go through hellfire to help someone. And I think people know that instinctively, even if he scares them, even if he's big and mean and gruff and not good with people. I think people still know that deep down, he wants to do good.
Mm.
For all that I like to think I'm the best, I think the world of him too.
You're both good people.
Looks at her glass
Neither,
and takes
neither is better than the other.
just different, yeah?
Different qualities, different flaws. Although you're both very, very prideful.
Hey, I mean, look at our parents. What do we not have to be proud of?
I don't think your
put us
mother.
on people
I don't think your mother's
world.
that prideful.
No, I guess he's not. But he's very, very strong and very, very stubborn.
Fair enough.
And I think Dad honestly had enough pride to make up for 2 or 3 of us. So maybe we just got a little bit of that excess. He's got centuries and eons worth of it after all.
And he was a high fae.
They're the most prideful living beings on the planet.
So I've heard. Thankfully, never met one. Not that I know of, anyway.
Hopefully you won't have to.
Yeah, I really don't feel like being my dad's replacement. Don't think I'd do a good job, honestly. Just like a sip of the last of the orange juice, just like you didn't hear me say that.
I heard it. I'm a dog.
Of course. Can't slip nothing past you lot.
We hear everything around the house. Which makes me very surprised that Graham and Red just keep sleeping here.
Everything?
Like, slowly turns it
Well,
to look at her.
he's-
Yes.
She's like grins very slowly, like, well, you know, Red, when he really, really genuinely loves someone or something, he doesn't feel a need to hide it. Besides, I'm sure Kian and Harry keep him up sometimes, right? Wink, wink.
No, they typically go back to his place.
Oh, well, probably traumatize everyone else if they didn't. But I guess Red and me are just used to our parents, so.
Oh god, he just has a look of like, dear god.
She's just like casual, just like.
You cut out.
Although they did tell them. Oh.
Yeah, you're cutting. You're dying.
Yo, hang on.
Hello.
What now?
Hello?
Am I back? Hello?
You're back?
Hello? Am I? I
Yes?
can hear you just fine. Okay.
I can hear you now.
Okay. I'll keep on data for a little bit. But yeah, she'd be like, yeah, we're used to it with our parents, although they have toned it back since Barry came around. You know, at least until Barry turns 18, and then they can traumatize them like they traumatized us. Hey!
It's just like hands to face.
Besides, are you implying that I've been saying stuff the others should hear too? Just twiddles fingers a little bit.
Just raise his eyebrow a little bit, like, as in.
I don't know. You said you could hear everything. Was there something you heard that you want to talk about?
He's kind of thinking a little bit, just. Be careful around Harold, okay?
Okay. I know. I know why. I know his thoughts and the reasons and all the, waves her hands stuff. And I'm no homewrecker. He has Kian. What more does he need than that?
He kind of shrugs, just. Can I be a little honest?
Yeah.
I don't get why. I mean, I'm
Why?
theorizing. It's what I think it is, but I don't get why he's stopping himself.
Well, like I said, he's got Kian.
I don't
They
think
need
that
each
would
other.
stop him. I don't think Kian would mind. That's the thing.
Just like looks away, blushing a little bit. Just, well, I mean, he probably thinks I'm too young. He's what, like a century old now? At
100,
least.
129.
Yeah, he's a century older than me. So he's definitely probably thinking that, oh, she's too young. She can't handle it, Doesn't he? I mean, I guess to me, my view is a little different. I mean, you know how it is. My dad was literally ageless. He's, there's no comparison. And I grew up in that kind of dynamic where age just, like once you reach a certain point, it didn't mean as much.
He
Like
nods.
if I was
Just,
15.
I mean, I understand. I understand that. I mean, I was born in the 1700s, and Eli is. I don't even know, 30s, 20s. I'm not sure anymore.
Is that 1930s or just 30s as in he's 3 decades old?
3 or 2 decades.
Ah. It's just a big sigh. Maybe you could beat some sense into Harold then. If you can do it.
If he doesn't want to, then I'll respect that.
And I'm respecting it as well. We've had our talk, and I'm not trying to intentionally cause anything. I did apologize for that little flirt back there. I was still a little knocked silly.
No, I had an inkling.
And, I mean, he is very handsome and very kind and good and just so strong. And it's like Peter's off as she's thinking about him a little bit, and
Oh my
cheeks get
God.
a little redder. What?
Nothing, you're hopeless.
I am, but at least I admit it. Listen, I told you I grew up in a family of romantics. I mean, look at my brother. He's got Graham.
And he's
Yes.
nowhere near romantic.
Well, no, but the age gap is there. Red's younger than me. Not by much, but he's still younger. I don't know, B. I mean, it'd probably be better for both of us once we get out of this house. And I'm trying, I've been trying to make sure that whenever he's around and I'm around, there's other people around too for buffer.
Hmm.
And, I mean, he might be right. Maybe I'll find somebody out there who really needs me, who I need.
I would
And
be
let them.
very surprised. I would be very surprised to see you still being single within this year.
Oh, you really think so?
It's like, honestly, yes. I don't. Like, personally, I don't get it. You are a genuinely good person and you care so deeply for people. I don't see what people don't find attractive in you, Goldie.
I don't know. Maybe people are just. Maybe I've thought about it. Maybe men don't like women who don't need them. Like, even if I want to be a housewife, I don't have to be a housewife. Even if I want to be a mom, I don't have to be a mom. I don't need a man. I could defend myself better than half the men I know.
Mm.
And a lot of guys find that intimidating. And, if I swung the other way, I'd probably have a couple girlfriends by now. But as pretty as women are, I don't swing that way. She just looks really guilty for a minute.
Yeah, he just pats her,
Yeah,
pats her
she
shoulder.
legitimately looks guilty. She's like, I can't tell you how many broken hearts I've accidentally created just from my wardrobe alone. She just hides her face in her hands for a minit. That
Oh,
poor sweet baby
Goldie.
at UC Davis. Just the poor college girls.
Aw.
It's just legitimately feels guilty.
He's just, I am so sorry.
And they were all so sweet too. I mean, holds up her finger. I did help hook a few of them up, and a couple of them got married. Just looks very, very proud of herself. So it wasn't entirely bad, right?
It's just.
Besides, I also seem to have a bad habit of falling for the ones I can't have. I don't know, I want to be depended upon, and I like helping, and I don't know, it's just so many of the men that I meet are either taken, or they don't need help, or they don't need me, or it's hard to explain. I think part of it's because of, mom and dad have their contract. They depend on each other. And, I really don't think dad is immortal anymore, because when mom goes, he fully intends on going too. He won't live without him. And I know that's silly. I know that, in the mortal world, that's not healthy, but I'm not mortal. I'm not fully human, and I am me, and what I am is half fae, and half fae, I guess, means I'm just a little bit mad. A little bit like my dad. I just want something that I guess normal people are a little scared of. I don't know.
He just kind of crosses his arms a little bit, just. wanting a relationship isn't bad. It's not a bad thing. But becoming desperate for one is when it gets dangerous.
Well, I'm not desperate. She just kind of shifts in her seat a little bit. I mean, I've had some help recently, so I'll be okay. And I know I've got time. I've probably got more time than normal folks do. So I'm trying to be patient. I really am. I mean, I'm not throwing myself at every cute guy who comes my way, right?
Kind of eyes her a little bit, just, we do flirt a lot.
Well, that's flirting. That's just for fun.
Not all of them know that.
Well, the ones who don't pick up on it pick up on it pretty quick when I dump them in the alley. You know. Besides, with me being a huge flirt, it helps protect the women who aren't, or who don't want to be flirted with. Just, I don't know. Someday I'll find that person, the one who needs me, who needs my help, or who
It shouldn't
I
be a
need.
question of help, though. It shouldn't be a question of need. Where'd you get that?
Well, just looks down. I guess it's, like I said, it's mom and dad and fairy tales and stories I grew up reading. And, like, I know that maybe it's a matter of balance again. Like that faith thing I was talking about earlier. Maybe it's something I can't even put into words, just instinct or some part of me in my core that I can't really understand yet. Just like places her hands on her chest, like as she's thinking, like, I know I can live alone because I have, and I know I could be okay. But at the same time, it's like I know that there's got to be something or someone who needs me. My whole life has been so easy in so many ways. I've had such good parents, such a good life. It's like I've got so much I could give to help. Like someone who hasn't had these things, who hasn't had that love, but wants it. I could give it. I have enough.
So you feel an emptiness because you feel like you're unable to share the fortune, the luck that you've had.
Well, I mean, if you had a whole house, a whole beautiful house that was furnished with everything anyone would ever need, and you couldn't give it to anyone, or nobody wanted it, that would be frustrating, wouldn't it?
I guess so.
Well, she just sits up and stretches. It's not something we have to worry about right now. Right now, what we have to focus on is all this phase stuff. I can worry about romance and deep soul searching afterwards, right?
He nods. I won't
But
tell
thanks for talking to me.
I won't tell the others about. Just like kind of points to her and the house, just you and Harold.
Thanks. I mean, I can only imagine what their reactions would be, right? You know. But then again, Riley and Regan, that's going pretty good.
You mean Angie?
Sorry, Angie and Regan. Yes.
Excuse me?
Hang on.
Excuse me?
Sorry.
I spit it on the ball.
No, I meant.
Is Reagan cheating?
No. Becca's just bad at names.
Listen, all of your names rhyme. It's normal.
I know. It's turning into a soap opera. I'm not kidding when I say I'm bad with names, so I'm sorry.
God.
But yes, so Angie and Regan.
B's just kind of like, oh, that's been going on for a long while. That's been going on for years.
I know, and isn't it adorable?
He's like, no, you were not there when they were children.
Oh, they were children and best friends, and oh, like she's just all like eyes and all Twitter pated. It's like, oh, I can't stand it. It's so cute. I swear, if those two don't get together before all this is over, I'll eat something. I don't have a hat. Looks around and like looks at the forest. I'll eat Orev.
No, don't eat the crow.
Like you hear Orev in the background just. You hear that bird? You better help them get together. I mean it. I bet you taste good with a side of garlic.
No, don't eat Orif. That is vor. No. Disgusting. Oh my god.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. But no, B just like they used to play together all the time as kids. I remember them just running out in the field, going into the forest, coming back covered in mud and leaves, and Angie running away because Regan had a bunch of bugs in his hands.
Oh, Regan.
He used to eat bugs all the time. He still
I
does.
believe it.
He still does, but he thinks I don't know that.
I mean, Red used to as well, though he will never ever admit that to anyone. Don't you ever tell Regan.
Like, okay, for a split second, you just see a tiny flare of chaos in B's eyes.
And Goldie's just like, oh crap.
He's like, I won't do it. As tempting it is, I won't do it.
Thank you, B. Because then I would really be in for a world of hurt. But yeah, he used to help Mom with pests in the garden. His favorite were the big, juicy caterpillars.
Reagan was the same when I was taking care of the sunflowers.
Aww. Although he wouldn't say no to a big fat grasshopper either. I never quite got it myself.
What, you didn't? Did you try it?
Once or twice. Mom used to fry up crickets sometimes, but that's different from eating them raw.
I'd imagine it would be different.
Mm-hmm. It's the difference between a crunch and a squish.
Kind of blinks a little bit. It's like he doesn't know if he wants Reagan to know that you can deep fry bugs.
Oh no! Like after all this is over, Goldie sends him the care package of all the bug treats she can get her hands on.
Oh god. Reagan just ice sparkle. A whole new world.
But yeah. Sorry about
That's fine.
that. Okay.
I'm trying to remember,
We were talking about Harold and love interests and all that fun stuff.
yeah, but now we were like at Angie and Reagan.
Angie and Reagan, yeah.
He.
She just ticks off her fingers. All right, so Angie and Reagan, me and Harold are a no-go. Riley is definitely too young for half the people here, so that's a no-go. And Ollie is way too young, and I'm more focused on getting her a good family. So who else are we supposed to put all our romantic tension on, right?
Just kind of shrugs.
And I can't tease my brother too much because, I actually approve of him and Graham, and as cute as it is to tease Graham, my brother has enough teasing as is.
I'm glad that Red has Graham.
You and me both. He'd be crawling the walls without him here. Literally.
Just has flashbacks of Red actually crawling on the walls.
Yeah. Just, it was so amazing that. When he and Graham first got together. I never seen my brother that happy.
He certainly has changed ever since he met Graham.
Mm-hmm.
A lot more controlled.
Yeah. He's just got something to help ground him now. And then she just leans back in the chair. And I'm still a flighty wench.
Don't say that.
I don't mean it in a mean way. I mean,
Just kind of gives her a look.
What?
You sure you don't actually mean it?
Maybe a little. I mean, AJ calls me Gold Eagle or Golden Eagle after all. So technically, I would be a flighty wench.
And alas, if Regan were not so independent and such a bird brain,
Maybe I'd have flirted with him first, but I would never ever get between him and Angie, of course.
He's just kind of like, no, I don't see you with Reagan, honestly. I don't think that'd work.
No, definitely not.
He's just kind of trying to imagine. It's like, no, that would be a world of chaos.
I think he's a bit like me. He likes having someone to protect.
Oh no, he is very independent. Very chaotic. But he's good.
Very good. Got a heart of gold, that bird. She just like lapses into silence as she's thinking about stuff, just letting her mind wander a little bit.
What?
Well, just thinking. It's such a weird situation. It feels like we've been here a lot longer than we have, and we all are all connected somehow. And like, you know, I never ever knew about Angie, but I've known Regan for some time, and then there's Riley and her being half a werewolf, and Ollie's a witch, and she's got that crow that, you know, who's been watching over her, and well, now he's watching over us, and there's all these things that keep popping up, little connections, little things. It just makes me think that our being picked wasn't as random as we thought initially. I mean, I had a dream the other night about someone I haven't thought about in 18 years. Some big fellow who used to be friends with me and my parents.
Kind of has like an eyebrow raised a little bit, just a crow.
Yeah, the GoldenEye one.
you've never seen him flying around? He
No.
hangs out here sometimes.
No, I haven't actually.
He didn't like Peanut when Peanut came rambling by. Maybe he's afraid of the wolves. I think he must be a familiar. He's so comfortable around humans, and he's able to communicate somewhat.
Mind to mind, kind of a thing.
You said he has. You say it has gold eyes.
Yeah, goldy, yellowy eyes. They're very pretty, very striking.
The only thing I could think about is a puka.
But pukas are mean, aren't they?
They are a trickster phase.
Yeah, and I don't get that feeling from him. He just feels very sad.
Sad.
Yeah, like he's lost something or he feels guilty about something, but I don't know what he'd feel guilty about. I've never met the crow before, but he felt very, very apologetic about something.
When I was petting him anyway. He also helped Angie, apparently, when she was in the graveyard, and Ollie says that she knows him and he knew her mom and all that stuff. So he's gotta be good. Like, I don't see why he'd help us if he was bad.
The only thing I can think about is that he's trying to make up for something.
Well, if he is, he's doing a very good job. So far, he's saved at least one of us, saved our lives at least once, and who knows, having a crow for an ally is not a bad idea. They're very useful.
No, it certainly isn't a bad thing.
Besides, it makes me think of home and all the birds my mom has. His whole aviary.
And B just kind of looks a little distant for a moment, like he's lost in thought. And he just mutters quietly, "If the crows love you, they'll guide you home."
What's that?
Oh, it's an old saying that Kian used to say. He always said that crows are what bring you home. If you're lost and we're not around, if you make friends with the crows, they will take you to where you belong.
That's a nice sentiment. Well, I mean, Regan has his flock, and I'd trust them to lead us back here if we were in trouble.
He
I don't
nods,
see why.
just they certainly would.
I don't see why Oreb couldn't be the same way, but I mean, what home could he be leading us to? Somewhere that we don't know is home yet?
Maybe this one. Or maybe home could be a person.
Yeah, that's true. That is very, very true. I definitely know home is people more than a place. Should get like really, really quiet. I am a little homesick. Just a little bit.
Hopefully this mess will be over soon.
Hopefully. But if it's weird, something in my gut tells me it won't be.
It's not weird. Because I feel it too.
I get the feeling that whatever happens, we're going to be very different, and home might be a very different place at the end of all this.
Hopefully that doesn't happen.
I know I plan to try and protect those girls as much as I can. All of us working together.
Protecting them is a good thing, but don't exhaust yourself over it.
Ah, come on. I'm like the sun. I've got more energy than sense. Just waves her hand.
I threw a handful of hits at you and you passed out.
Yeah, but I took more than, I took a few hits. I'll get tougher.
Goldie, I might be a boxer, I might be an ex-champion, but I am not the strongest thing out there. There's going to be bigger and tougher. So I really urge you that, I'm not saying you're weak, you're strong, and I know you have potential to be stronger, to be better, but please learn your limits.
She'd look him in the eye and nod. That's one reason I started training with you.
You may be half fey, but you have limits just like everybody.
Well, I learned some of them yesterday, didn't I?
Glad to hear you did learn, at least a little bit.
I did. I actually did manage to hit you.
He just kind of like rubs his chin where he's still a little bruised, like, yeah, you did.
Just slyly smiles at him. Want me to kiss it to make it better?
No.
All right. But thank you, Bee. I will try to learn to be more aware. I mean, she'd hold her hands out again, like that whole fire thing I can do now. I don't even know how that works. It just seems to pop up when I'm scared or hurt or determined. I don't think I could turn it on intentionally.
Maybe you need to figure out how.
Yeah, I don't know. I still feel like good plain old fists would work good for a while. I'm a little... Is it weird to say that? And she'd look down at her hands. I feel guilty for burning cold iron.
Kind of raises his eyebrow a little bit.
I burned his wrist with my hand. Like, we were grappling and he was... I mean, yeah, he was trying to kill me, but the look in his eye and his... Just like the way... Not the look in his eyes, I couldn't see his eyes. But just the way he reacted when I burned him, it was just... I don't know, scared. It was... didn't feel like a cold-blooded killer. It felt more like a scared kid.
Is that how he reacted?
Yeah, he staggered back and, it was clear he didn't expect that from me. But, like, you'd think that someone who'd been burned that way, like someone like him, would have gotten, like, angrier, like, oh, how dare you, you evil bastard Fae. But no, he just went back to business and then took off. I don't want to burn people. I don't like causing pain with fire. Fire should help, not hurt.
Well, you're gonna have to learn how to control it then. I can't exactly help, I'm not a summer fae.
That's one thing I mean, I've got Feline's token. I've got the Hagstone. I could call on her, but she's connected to Earth. I don't know how much she could help.
Guess there's only one way to find out.
Yeah, just finding the right time to call her. I mean, like, I don't want to be like, hey, come on, let's have a good tea time together. I don't think she'd like that. She doesn't like mortals very much.
Not a lot of faes do.
Maybe I'll try calling her later today. We're taking a break from physical training, so maybe I should try a little magical training. Or at least just talk to her.
Kat looks at her. It's just, do you feel exhausted in your spirit?
Spiritually? No, I actually feel pretty good. I talked to Mom last night, called him up, talked to him on the phone, and I feel better than I have in a couple days, thanks to that. Talking to Mom always makes me feel better.
Then it won't stop you from calling Feline. Just don't irritate her.
I won't. I plan to, go a little ways into the forest when I do it at least. Try to be a little more on her terms and her territory, kind of a thing. That's proper manners, isn't it?
You're making yourself a little vulnerable, but I assume so.
Well, it shows trust, and sometimes you have to show trust to get trust. Besides, calling her into near our stuff, God knows what's around here. She could get burned by something, or someone could accidentally hurt her, and I don't want her to get burned by iron. She just flinches. It's a god-awful feeling.
You haven't been burnt ever since you got here, right?
No, that's a good point, but I'm half. I didn't know if she'd be more sensitive.
No, Goldie, we're technically, like you said, smaller faes. We don't have iron here.
She just smacks her forehead. Oh, duh. Right.
We're not sensitive to iron, but we do keep in mind that other faes do come here. Sometimes we give shelters to those that just need a place to stay for a while. Honestly, the only place that has iron in it is AJ's garage, and nobody goes there.
That's a danger zone even if you're not half fae.
If you're not invited in, yes.
She just chuckles. She's just like imagining, it's like you cross the threshold and you're at her mercy. Okay, so she just stands up and claps her hands. All right, well, I've got a plan for today. I'll contact Feline, see if she can tell me more about all this summer fae business or my magic. I might want to do that alone. I don't think Ollie would be comfortable around her, but she chews on her lip a little bit. But then again, Ollie is having trouble with her magic too. Do you think it would be too much to bring Ollie? I could ask her, see if she wants to come.
I think Ollie has enough on her plate right now.
Okay. Well, I'm still going to let her know where I'm going just so she doesn't get scared. Communication is key right now, and I'm going to make sure to set a good example. Puts her hands on her hips.
Good. Because I know for sure. She kind of mutters because I know for sure the others are not very communicative.
Well, to be fair, one's a moody young werewolf, the other one's in love, and the other one's a kid who's dealing with trauma. Can you blame them?
I can't blame Ollie, no.
Well, maybe you need to whip Riley into shape then. Show her how a wolf behaves.
He's just kind of no, I think Kian would do it a little better.
Maybe, but you wouldn't be a bad dad figure for her.
He just shakes his head no.
All right. Anyway, anything else you wanted to ask me before we
hey,
go about?
I'm gonna roll. When Goldie said dad figure, she saw B curl up a little bit into himself.
Oh, roll.
That's a wit's empathy.
Yeah, she's not on roll 20, so I'm gonna have to roll for her.
Yeah.
Character sheets. Oh, my computer is burning hot. What the shit?
Something running in the background?
Hmm?
Something running in the background?
No, it's my computer's very hot. My
Huh.
fan's on.
Huh. Okay. That's interesting.
I only opened you like 2 hours ago. Come down, computer.
It got all flustered by the Herald and
Ah,
talk.
God.
Dirty shipper.
It was wits empathy, right?
Yes.
Okay. So it's a 2 and... okay, it's a 3d10. Whoops. Come on. Oh, no, she did not get anything.
That doesn't surprise
No,
me.
it just goes over her head. Goldie!
Well, okay, maybe she wasn't looking at him when it happened.
Maybe, possibly.
It's not her fault.
You upset the pops and you didn't even see it.
She didn't mean to. She was trying to be encouraging. But yeah, so that goes right over her head. She probably isn't looking at him, just like looking out over the yard again or glancing at the house. And all right, well, is there anything else you want to ask me? Like anything else you want to say?
No, that'll be all.
All right. She offers to take his coffee cup if it's empty.
It's not. He hasn't finished it.
Okay, so she'd pick up her cup. I'll go help get breakfast started. I mean, glances in there like, who's in the kitchen?
Kian and AJ. Gorgeous is at the tables and having his morning tea.
Yeah, I'll go help with breakfast. You go ahead and stay out here. I'll bring something for you, okay? What do you want?
No, I'm fine for now, thank you.
All right. You come in when you're ready.
He just nods.
She would like lean down and give him a little one-armed hug. Thanks for the talk, B. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Just keep in mind what I said.
I will. Learn my limits. And is that?
Yeah, I guess that's it.
Okay.